that. Okay, let's just hope that. I think it's working. No, it's not working. Why is it doing that? You make it full screen and it goes full screen, but then it doesn't have. I don't even know. I'm annoyed.
How about we start the recording? Oh well, I've already started recording. How about you start your recording?
I've started my recording. That's fine. Hang on 1 second. Have I started my recording?
Oh.
Yes. I'm just. You know when you're just like Jesus Christ. And I'm just like, this thing's just stupid.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, it cracks me up.
I know. It's just like, you know when you just get annoyed and you're just like, bro, it shouldn't be this hard.
Yeah.
But you make it this hard because you're an idiot, stupid Windows. That'll do. Who cares? We'll get there.
Right.
Dorks Down Under.
Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dorks Down Under Season 2, Episode 25.
That's insane.
We are the podcast that discuss nerd culture and dorkly matters, as well as basically being our therapy session for the week. And joining me, we have, over in Australia, we have Dez.
The very annoyed taskbar's not working because I just reset my graphics card, Dez.
If anybody has any hints or tips, please leave a comment down below to try and tell Dez what he's doing wrong, and we can go from there.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know. It seems stupid. Thanks.
Right. Anyway, as I say, we are the podcast. We are available on all good podcast websites and software, and you can see our beautiful faces over on Spotify as well as YouTube at Dorks Down Under. You're also available via our TikTok and Twitter handle on that as well. So please come and follow us. Please like, share, subscribe. It always helps with all the AI algorithms and everything else. So thank you very much. Oh god, I tell you, I've had a busy week. I tell you what, we went to Raglan today, which is like one of our nearest beaches now that we've moved.
Yeah.
And we ended up taking because I knew I was going to a beach and I have no sand for modelling.
Oh really? You may have to put that in the oven and just bake it a little bit.
I know. I need. Yeah. I've already had a look at what I need to do, sort of thing.
So for anybody out there, the reason why, like, if you get like wood or tambuck or anything like that, one thing they do say is put it in a low oven above 100, 120, and then normally just sit it in there and let it cook for a little bit. Mainly because it dries out, but it also kills any wood mites, sand mites, anything like that, any bugs or anything that's in it. Just because there's nothing like all of a sudden having your little marine move across the table and then having a bug that isn't a tyrannid jump out from underneath it. I have heard a few people doing that where they put a model on and they moved it once and then all of a sudden their whole model fell and just collapsed, and because there was a wood mite in the tambark and it eaten all the outside of it and it actually became hollow, so the actual weight of the miniature fell through it. And I've seen that happen once and it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. So anyway, I've raided that, and I know there's a gravel pile at a little building site just down the road.
Oh,
so I'm going to steal some gravel pieces for base materials. So between sand and rock, I should be sweet as, I reckon. But yeah. So anyway,
I can't say I've done that. I can't even say I've done that.
Well, it's because I've got some ideas of how I want to model. Well, obviously I've built the nids, and I want to do some fancy basing. I'm going to do some like green stuff, like slithering vines. I'm going to make it look like obviously the nids have landed and they are spreading.
That's cool. That's one of my favourite things to do is basing. And there was, I can't even remember what it was. Myself and my old housemate Zoe found it, and it was like Skullcraft or something like this. And there was this pack that they had on special for Black Friday, and it was just insane. And we bought it, and to the point where you got like little 3D printed, like what looked like sewer grates, sort of like pipes that ended out. There were like these little leaves. And now you can get it from a whole number of places, but this was the first time we found like little leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
And I love basing. Basing makes me so happy.
Yeah, I mean, I found my old bits box, so I'm gonna cut up some guard pieces and have
Bits
some
box is just
backpacks
like
and
this.
las guns here, and so I'm gonna make it look a bit fancy. And then Edward said, I'm gonna make it look like obviously my army's landed and they're destroying stuff, and then your guys are turning up and looking cool, so you can base it how you want. But and he's like, oh no, yeah, I'll look quite cool. So it looks like two different armies, which will look really good.
Which is cool, and I think that's great.
So yeah. So I've got a busy week planned.
Of modelling.
Between work and then I've got to cook some sand at some point. Ellie was just laughing at me. She says, "Where's the sand then?" I said, "I've got it in because I had my hoodie on and I was like, oh, it's in here." And she was like, "Oh my god, it looks like you're doing drugs."
Did you not take a container or something?
No, I grabbed a big
Ziploc bag.
Ziploc.
Okay, that's all right then. I was just expecting you being an idiot and just having sand in your pockets, and you're just going to empty it out.
No. I'm not that silly.
At least he's put some thought into it. I was worried about you.
Ellie was like, "Why have you got zip?" No reason at all. You don't need to know.
Yeah.
She was just like, "Okay, I'm not going to ask questions." But yeah.
I was going to say, Al, it's probably better that you don't ask questions because the answer you get, you're just going to be like, this is stupid.
While we were at Raglan, Ellie found a painting that she's fallen hard for, and she was like, "Oh my god, I want it for our bedroom." And I'm like, but of course, it's a bit pricey, as paintings tend to be.
Yes.
And so I was like, "Okay, well, I'll go get it." She went, "No, you can't go get it." I said, "Why?" She went, "Oh, it's expensive." I went, "Yes." "Do you like it?" "Yes."
You should have said
where you want to go.
You should have not told her and surprised her.
No. Well, I would do, but she would know something's up. And she's like, "No, I want it." And I went, "Oh, okay." So I walked in, bought it. And she's like, "You didn't have to do." And I said, "Well, they do." I said, "Because I'm your husband and I love you and I want to make sure you've got what you want for our room to set it aesthetically and everything else." She went, "Oh," and I went, "Plus I'm going to buy a Warhound Titan." So, it all works out in the end. So
yeah, 100%.
She was like, "How much is a Warhound Titan?" I said, "It comes in about 1.5." And she's like, Fine. So yeah. So I'm getting my Warhound Titan now. There we go. Job done. See?
Damn, son.
I'll see. Hey, I'm playing 3D chess here. I've got to think 4 moves ahead in different dimensions.
Holy shit. You forget though how much it is when you're like, oh, it's in Australian dollars. You're like, oh no, it's only like 400 quid, and then you're like, that's like $1,500. Shit.
Basically, I'm gonna get the Warhound. I'm gonna get it with the 4 weapon choices, so when and I'm gonna magnetize it so I can swap it out how I want.
Oh,
because why not?
I still remember what did I get? I had a morphine. So when Chaos had their big thing, I got a morphine.
Oh yeah.
And a friend of mine said, "Why don't you magnetize it?" I'm like, because I think I know what I want to take with it. And he's like, no. He goes, "Have a look. This is mine." And he showed me in his case. And he showed me that his is actually snapped twice because of how the guns are and the heads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up magnetizing the head and the 2 guns off. So it was just this sort of block, and then you could put the things there. And to be fair, I don't even know if I still have it or if I gave it away or what I did with it. But I don't have it anymore. I don't remember having it anymore. But even a friend of mine said, "Do you have the old guns?" I was like, no. He's like, "Well, this is how I want to set it up. But I'm glad you magnetized it." And I remember getting so much grief when they're like, "Oh, you magnetizing it so you don't have to buy 2 or 3 or whatever." Like, no, I'm magnetizing it because for traveling, the guns are horrible.
No, honest,
you remember the big wires that used to come out from it? Can you imagine not magnetizing that? It'd be a nightmare. But yeah, I copped a lot of flack from that. So.
Oh, no. I magnetizing all my guard tanks are magnetized because it just makes transporting so much quicker.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, block, beam, bam, 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 job done, sorted. Yeah. It takes me a bit more setup time than some people do, but then again, I'm playing an Imperial Guard army. I'm sorry, I've got to have some required setup time. But anyway, so that's what I've been up to.
Damn,
what about you? Is there anything fun? Anything?
No, I haven't really done much. I mean, I was
quiet.
Yeah, I've been. I don't even know what I've been doing. I haven't really done much really. I've just been kind of. Yeah, not much. I'm trying to think.
Too busy being depressed about not having your season 4 of Ted Lasso. That's probably the reason.
That could be it. Yeah, it is. That being said, though, I do think that I would prefer them to spin it off and not have it as Ted Lasso than have a season 4 of Ted Lasso. And as much as and so for anybody who did listen to last week's episode, you can obviously tell that I love the episode.
We both love the TV show. We can't wait. it was great.
And that being said, I would be more than happy for it to continue in a spin-off. But
Yeah.
just you can't extend it. Like it just, I don't know. It just feels just weird, and it would just feel wrong.
It does.
And it's also weird to have Ted Lasso season 4 without Ted Lasso.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, so we're going to get to this week's episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Ted Lasso number 2. No.
Yes, part two. Honest to God, I think it was a good job we did call quits because I think we could have easily talked for another hour on Lasso. It was so good. But yeah, so this week we are discussing, ladies and gentlemen, the new Deadpool 3 rumours. Now,
I've got a lot.
Normally, me and Dez we don't like to discuss rumours. Cause,
Yes.
because you don't want to put stuff out there and everything else and it all be wrong and, oh God, you foolish people, blah, blah, blah. But we're talking about Deadpool 3 and it's like, oh.
And it's hard to though because
we can talk about it. We can make an exception for Daddy Reynolds. We can make an
I
exception.
know Big Daddy Reynolds and Big Papa You are back. And that's the thing though. It's one of those things where it's hard not to with a movie like this that is so iconic and so completely ridiculous all at the same time. There is something special about this, and I have found a list of rumors. Obviously, some have been confirmed, some are unknown, some are kind of ridiculous. But I don't know. Like it is a film that seems to be getting a lot of hype, and there does seem to be a lot of rumors out there. So
I think right. So basically, just to explain, there was a lot of big when. Disney, specifically, when they acquired Fox, obviously that came with Deadpool. Now, the problem is, of course, Disney are, they're a kids kind of potential influence company, and, they tend to steer away from anything with an R rating.
Yeah.
I
mean, they're pretty bad at it, where
they do kibosh a lot of projects, or they influence a lot of stuff. So when Disney said, obviously, they were going for it, everyone thought, great, we can get all Spider-Mans back together and everything else and blah, blah, blah. But then everyone was like, what about Deadpool? Because Deadpool's our man, and we love Deadpool. And that's the one of the series franchises that the Sony and Fox got right.
Yes.
Quite frankly, it's amazing. They suck at villains, but God forbid put Deadpool in it. Job done.
But part of that, I reckon, was just because it's like, here's the script, and Big Papa Reynolds went, screw that, I'm just doing whatever I want. And there was a lot of ad-libbing. There was a lot of things that just seemed to be like. Even then, there were times where you see him cut away from actors because I'm like, they had to have laughed at that. And even when you hear interviews with him, there were bits where he had lived massive parts, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it is amazing. So anyway, so obviously it was last year. Yeah, it was the end of last year that Ryan Reynolds announced Deadpool 3 is going to be happening.
And it was a really clever way, I think, too.
Which is clever. And, it was great. It was a great, simple start up. And then it starts off with, oh, Hugh, would you come back and be Wolverine one more time? And then, of course, he's like, yeah, sure, why not, Ryan?
And that was the best thing. He's just sitting on the couch going, I've got this for my third one and this, and then he's just like, and I have nothing. And then you see a gentleman walk back, and then obviously it's Hugh Jackman. He's like, this is brilliant. Like, it was done so off the cuff. It was released on, I think it was released on his YouTube or on a YouTube Plus or Twitter or something.
On Ryan Reynolds' YouTube. Yeah.
Or something like this. Like, it was just like a throwaway thing, but like Deadpool, like Ryan Reynolds seems to be able to do, is use his influence for ridiculousness, and it seems to just work.
It was an immense announcement, and then obviously after that one, I think it was like a couple months later, we finally get it's him and Hugh. Obviously, it was filmed at the same time, but obviously released a lot later, and it was like Hugh Jackman talking about coming back, and then they end up. The music goes wrong and it's too loud and you can't hear what
that's
saying,
right.
But they're miming all the actions and
of
doing
what
all
they're doing,
stuff. And people actually it got down to the point where people had hired people who can lip read to translate, to sort of, so we could find out what they were saying and stuff, because everyone was like, oh, what are they saying? We need to know.
A lot of it was just like talking about like pretending to rip and fight and different things like that. Like it was just funny.
It was stupid, but so like Dez, literally, I think it was like I was casually chilling out this week. I think I was at work, and then suddenly message pops up from Dez, and it's a photo, and I'm like, oh, it must be the latest thumbnail or something else, because Dez does everything.
Sending a dick pic, something, like just what guys send to each other.
Just anything. So literally, I opened it up, and I'm sure this is week said it's a Dez week, so I'm sure he'll be putting it on right. But it is this amazing pre-production image of obviously Ryan Reynolds in his Deadpool suit.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackman in his Wolverine suit, which is based off the Astonishing X-Men cartoon. Yep. It's very, it's not exactly like it, but it's damn near perfect.
Yeah, but if you've
obviously
noticed too, though,
helmet on, but it just looks so good.
Like
it looks amazing.
It reminded me of the end of when he goes to Japan.
Wolverine origin movie.
Yeah, and then he opens up the case and it's kind of got it there at the very end.
He's got the brown one in that one sort of thing, which is his original. I believe from like the 40s. Like I think the 40s originally was brown.
Yeah, and then obviously there's the blue one. And then this one's kind of more of a yellow and blue. In it as well, in the photo, if I remember to download it wherever I put it, I can't remember where I put it now, but I know I got it and got excited. But yeah, there was also Deadpool's suit has changed slightly, which, if you actually look carefully, there's actually a couple where there was one that I said, I'm like, this doesn't look exactly the same. And when I Googled it, I remember seeing that the Deadpool suit was slightly different, and it looks like it has changed a little bit. It doesn't look as, I don't know what the right word is, but it doesn't...
it's got more black on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it doesn't look... And it still had a lot of black, but also the panel lining isn't as defined and stuff, so... it's not a big deal, and if you have a look, a lot of the things on his chest and stuff are in the same places and similar, but it looks like it's not going to play as big a role in it, which I found weird because Ryan Reynolds does actually own one of the suits, and when I say own, stole.
Own is a strong word. He took. Yeah. And he's very open about it. That he took the suit.
Yeah.
And literally because Sony's department was like, oh, Mr. Reynolds, do you not need to change? But no. I spent 10 years
trying to get this movie made.
This is mine. I don't care what you say. This is mine. Goodbye.
And
he walked off.
There was actually an interview, if I can find it, with Ben Affleck that said he tried to do the same, and they went, that's fine, but that suit costs $1 million, so we would take that as off your payment. And he's like, actually, no, you can keep the suit from Batman. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, it was, I mean. God, I mean, to be fair, if you were starting a superhero movie and, the option is there, take it, why not?
Yeah. And to be fair though, how much money did you make for Batman? Like $1 million. Just, it's going to come off your tax. At least if you get this, you're getting paid less and it's probably not going to have to pay as much tax.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, so the image itself, I was just like, oh, it's so good. And then
it does.
Suddenly Des starts sending me down a rabbit hole with potential rumours, and I'm like, right, we need to have this as a podcast episode because it's so good. So
for no other reason.
If you've got a list, I'll let you crack on, and then I'll comment.
So I will put in. So the first lot here is obviously the confirmed, which seems pretty thing. Ryan Reynolds will reprise his
rumours with a pinch of salt.
So these ones are confirmed. And from there, I will obviously let it. So Ryan Reynolds will reprise his role as Wade Wilson or Deadpool.
Oh,
I know, it's shock.
No,
so
really?
So pretty much. So what's confirmed so far is just the characters that are returning. So obviously you've got Reynolds, you've got his partner Vanessa, Hugh Jackman, Blind L, so the old lady in there. Dopinder is back. Colossus.
You've got to have Colossus.
Yeah, I know.
We can't have this movie without Colossus.
Negasonic teenage thing.
Yep.
Her girlfriend, is it Yuki?
Yuki. Yeah.
And the other one that has confirmed that's going to have people losing their mind is Peter is back.
Yes!
Remember the random Peter? He goes, I just saw the ad who needed a
X-Force.
job.
Hey, Deadpool's still got X-Force on the go. He needs it.
I know. So now comes some of the rumours. So these are all unknown. One that supposedly hasn't been confirmed, but there has been a lot of talks and there has been some sightings, is Channing Tatum coming in as Gambit.
Oh.
So I
did not hear that one.
There has been a few on there that I have heard.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so it looks like he may actually get his first thing as playing a Gambit from Off-World. That was one that hasn't been officially confirmed, but there does seem to be a lot of talks about having or seeing him on set. So there is actually 2 rumours that he'll play Gambit or that he has a role. So they're the 2 rumours at the moment.
Interesting.
But that being said, they do. But it does sound like, from what I've heard as well, there does seem to be a lot of characters that may be coming back. Yes. So Brian Cox will reprise his role as Striker. So he may play. Halle Berry may come back as Storm. Yep.
Yes, that would be great.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Owen Wilson will come in as Morbius, Morbius, obviously. Just because everybody wants to watch it, and when he comes on screen, just goes, wow. And that's the only thing. Jean Grey's coming back, and the original Jean Grey. Ben Affleck coming back as Daredevil, possibly.
Daredevil, yeah. Which I think that's really sick. I would actually, it's going to be so good.
Which is, I think, kind of ridiculous. They have got here that Domino will be coming back. But,
that'll be good.
But talking from several interviews, there has also been rumours that she has not been offered a contract. So it says this is a possible rumour, but from things that I've heard, it doesn't look like it. But who knows? But keeping in that same vein, obviously, as X-Force, it looks like the guy that plays it.
Cameo of X-Force, maybe. But
it looks like Terry Crews might reprise his role as Bedlam, and that Bill Skarsgård, who plays the dude from It, may come back. Thing else, you're just kind of like, yeah, cool. Some of the other rumours is Taylor Swift may be in it and play Dazzle.
Yeah. Oh, no, yes.
Or Dazzler or something.
Dazzler, yep, Dazzler. She's the country singing X-Men. Yeah.
Which is cool. It's also got here rumours that, and I don't think this one's going to happen, Jonathan Majors might come in as Kang the Conqueror. And though he has not been brought up on charges and he is still innocent, there is a lot of storm clouds above him. So I have a feeling they may not bring that in.
Have you heard about obviously on the side of Ben Affleck as Daredevil, is also the flip side of that is Jennifer Garner is...
Yeah, I heard that.
Jennifer Garner is coming back as a lecturer, which is cool as well.
Yep, that would be sick. And then in that same vein as well, they also have possibly Jason Marsden coming back as Cyclops and Elizabeth Olsen coming back as Wanda, which is that same kind of thing.
Now, as we obviously, from seeing Ryan Reynolds' other Disney movie, which was Free Guy,
yes,
where we got a very nice cheeky cameo from our good old friend Chris Evans, Captain America.
Yep.
Could it be possible? Seems as though there seems to be a theme of rumours around this with the Sony movies. Could we get possibly Johnny Storm, Chris Evans back?
That is the next rumour. That is the next rumour on the list. It's got Chris Evans will reprise his role as Human Torch, which is the next one. Some of the other characters they say might come back. Colin Farrell as Bullseye, Alan Cummings as Nightcrawler, obviously T.J. Miller as Weasel, but I know he's also had some legal action, so that may not be in.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth as Thor. They might bring back the little Kiwi lad as Fire Fists. And one that I would actually really like to see is Kelly Hu coming back as Lady Deathstrike.
Ooh,
I think that could be a cool thing.
That would be cool.
There's also so along with the Chris Evans one, it's weird because there's also another rumor that I've just seen down here that not only would he come back as Human Torch, but they think Michael P. Jordan might reprise his role as Human Torch.
Yeah. So
yeah, he's like
from what I understand is because obviously the rumor mill is, well, what would the storyline be with all these cameos? And actually, funnily enough, in the actual comics, there was a random spin-off series for Deadpool, and it was an alternate. It wasn't the main universe Deadpool. This was completely a different multiverse one, and it was Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. Where, long story short, basically some brainwashing happens and blah blah blah. A guy tries to convince him, but basically he ends up being Deadpool wants to kill the writers of the universe, because obviously he can break the fourth wall.
Yes.
He's aware of the fourth wall, so he wants to break the fourth wall and go bring justice for all the injustices that in his life and everything else. And at the same time, he gets to kill superheroes, so it looks cool.
Yeah, but I must say though, it does look like looking down this list. Obviously, we've got Josh Brolin coming back as Cable, as Thanos. We have obviously, but it does seem like there seems to be a hell of a lot of cameos, like Charles Cox coming back as Daredevil, Jared Leto as Morbius. Even there's rumors here that Bella Thorne, who is probably best known for doing really C-grade movies and also being a bit of a... She was the person that made the most money on OnlyFans at one point because she started an OnlyFans and all these people went bananas at her. And then what happened is she posted just like her Instagram feed pretty much. So people lost their minds. But her coming in as Lady Deadpool. We've got Mark Ruffalo.
Was Gwenpool?
Yeah, it's got here Lady Deadpool, it says here. But it's got a whole heap, like Olivia Munn coming back as Psyker. They've got Brad Pitt as the Vanquisher. They've both got Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, whatchamacallit, the guy that did it, James Avery, and Fassbender as Magneto and Professor X. Like, it really does feel like it's a who's who have been on it. Like Kelsey Grammer as Storm. Kelsey Grammer as Beast. Then it has the other guy that played Beast as well.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I actually would like to see, because I feel like this character barely got a run, which was, what's his name? The guy that played MacGyver coming back as Havoc. So remember the one that kind of decided to fire at him, blow it up, and then Quicksilver, who's also supposedly rumoured to be in this, has actually grabbed all of them except for him, and he dies.
Yeah.
And he's one character that I'd like to see more of, because I do think that he had such a, like, I love the idea of it. Obviously, he is Cyclops' brother, I think, or father, is it?
He's Cyclops' older brother.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So even in the mainline comic universe, he is Cyclops' long lost brother and sort of thing. Because I think in the main comics, they had what is it? They were involved in a car crash or something.
Yeah.
And Scott gets amnesia, sort of thing, and obviously it happened. Their parents, they believe their parents have died, and so Havoc can't take care of him because of the amnesia, and so he gets put into the foster care system, and then he blah 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 blah, and sort of they lose track of each other, sort of thing, if I believe right.
Because I think that would be cool, but
don't come at me, nerds, if I got that completely wrong. Okay,
yeah, it's probably more.
It's been
a
long
more than
time since I read X-Men.
But yeah, like it does actually seem like the who's who of anybody that has appeared in a Marvel film. Whether it be Marvel, whether it be Fox, whether it be this, like even Jim Carrey is rumoured to play either Madcap or MODOK, which I just think would. I don't think he's going to ever play MODOK, but yeah. But it's just like weird. But the rumour is that there has been a lot of people reaching out to the original, and that's one thing that it says here, is that supposedly there has been a lot of the original X-Men from obviously the Bryan Singer films that have been asked to come back.
Now you say, I think it's quite good, because it's good because it's going to put a nice big closure. It's to say they're going along the thing of, it's Deadpool kills the Sony universe or the Fox universe. However
that would be funny if he goes off and kills the Fox universe and all the characters.
And then by doing it, he breaks the fourth wall because he's been acquired by thing. Because obviously we've already had one fourth wall break in the She-Hulk series.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you've watched that. Did you watch that?
I haven't.
Right.
I won't lie. I'm struggling after Endgame.
I'll tell you now. You can skip it. All right. Okay. But basically, it ends. It was a terrible ending.
Was it?
But basically, she fourth wall breaks as well. Fine, no problem at all.
Does she in the comics though? Like, is it something that has always happened?
I'm not 100% sure if she does it in the comics, but she set off the show that she can fourth wall break, which is fine. Fine. They're doing it from the offset.
Yeah.
Fine. No worries. But basically, it ends the series, and spoiler warning for anyone who's not watched it, because it's been out for 2 years, don't care.
Spoiler alert.
Basically, you find out she finds Kevin Feige, but it's basically a robot AI who's dictating the Marvel Universe, which is kind of funny. And it's like, it's K.R.E, it's Kevin, and that's the name of the AI. But anyway, so basically she ends up rewriting her last episode and the thing, and then it resets it all, and the bad guys, everything goes right, fabulous.
Yeah.
And then it ends, and it was a terrible ending personally, but obviously my brain was like, when thinking about, maybe we're going to go down this road and he's going to kill the thing, so what if he, by doing certain actions, suddenly he breaks the fourth wall and he's face to face with with Kevin.
Yeah.
And Kevin's like, okay, what do you want? What is it?
But it is going to be weird, like, and that's the thing though, and that's one thing that I know I was speaking to another mate about this, and we were actually talking about what happens if Deadpool actually goes through and actually kills off all the past ones so that it can, in theory, be reopened again, so that obviously Marvel or Disney or whichever mouse has it, is able to do it, because it is cool, but that's the rumor that I've seen, is that it does seem to be either cameos or talks with a lot of the older actors that played them and stuff like that, whether it be actually them reprising their role or him going back and killing the actors so that they can't play it and can't ruin the Marvel Universe or whatever it is. And I don't know, like, it's kind of bizarre, but the rumor mill at the moment pretty much means have you ever touched a Marvel Universe? Yes, they will reprise their role, other than a few. And I mean, I would love to see Channing Tatum play Gambit, because he is one of my favourite characters. He has obviously got portrayed once.
Wasn't he pitching for it years ago or something?
He was pitched for it. He even said that he signed up to it. I believe he also said that he was willing to take lesser pay to play the character.
To get it greenlit, because he thought he could see, obviously, Bill, because this is the time where Sony/Fox is going okay with X-Men characters, and so he was trying really hard, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it was hard because obviously in Origins we did have Gambit show up, played by Taylor Kitsch, I believe, which I actually liked, because he did have kind of a bit more of a New Orleans drawl, which is obviously what Gambit was famous for, and that was my only thing about Channing Tatum, is he going to play it just like Channing Tatum, or is he actually going to play it like Gambit with the New Orleans drawl, that kind of Creole kind of accent that just is just cool and funky, and just made Gambit who he was. Because I feel like if you played Gambit just like talking like this, it doesn't add anything to it.
No. The fact is that Gambit is from the Deep South and all that jazz, and he's a ladies' man, although he only has eyes for Rogue and all this jazz. He has a past. It's just one of those things. I always liked Gambit as a character.
He was one of my favourite characters in the cartoons.
Okay, hang on. Right, favourite X-Men from any lineup. What's your favourite X-Men?
Well, it would have been obviously, even before these movies came out, I love Wolverine just because I liked him as an anti-hero and that he was a douchebag. Gambit was up there. He was one of my other favourites just because I loved New Orleans. I loved the whole idea of it, and I just loved the drawl, and I just loved who he was and the character that he played. The other one was, what's the other one? I can't remember who it is now. It wasn't that. because they weren't an X-Men. And I think it was those two were my main two.
Yeah.
But then I also had a big man crush on Rogue. Rogue was just gorgeous. I love that kind of thing.
God,
and then when Anna Paquin played her, I was like, and I drew it on myself again. Damn it.
Now, for me, it was Nightcrawler was my favorite X-Man in the comics. It was sick. I just loved the entire backstory and everything else. You know, the fact is that he's Mystique's son, but he's not aware of that, and all this. It's just like, oh.
It is true though. Like Nightcrawler was a cool character, and I actually must say that I do think that Theo Cummins played it very, very well.
Yes, it was done. It was done very well. I just feel like that there was. I feel like that it could have been done a bit better, personally.
Yeah.
Like sort of, there was a bit too. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, he was raised by a convent.
Yes.
Very different things. He was raised by a convent, so he's a man of God and all that jazz, which is really interesting, obviously, given the fact that he looks like a devil. A blue devil, but still a devil. So I always thought that it was really an interesting character. But one thing I did like was when he became part of the Excalibur team, and he ends up getting a flaming sword. I was like, yes! He's just like absolutely badass.
Never even heard of that.
Oh, he ended up becoming part of the Excalibur team, which is the British, it was like British X-Men sort of thing. He ended up, because obviously he was from Germany. Yeah. It was like X-Men of Europe sort of thing. It was really strange. But I remember, because he ended up having an action figure, and he came with this massive, massive flaming sword.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute. I was like, hang on, where's this from? And then you find out that that he gets a sword and stuff. He ends up becoming like a master swordsmith and stuff. He's like, cool. I was like, yeah. But between him and Cyclops was my other favorite as original X-Men.
Yeah, a lot of people love Cyclops, and I get that. I liked Wolverine just because he was just rude and a bit obnoxious and a bit of a dickhead. And I think that's probably why I was a big fan of his, because I'm just like, I like the fact that he's...
The problem is everybody likes Wolverine, and don't get me wrong, Wolverine is cool. Everyone can accept that Wolverine is cool. That's the reason why Deadpool 3 is potentially going to be a bigger movie than the original Deadpool. Because to me, at the moment, Deadpool 1 is better than Deadpool 2.
Yes.
That's, that is a given. But I kind of feel like Deadpool 3 might be able to pip Deadpool 1, depending on how they pull it off. But it's going to be interesting. The fact is that I know that Ryan Reynolds is, obviously, because he's produced the last two, and he was very adamant that he's still a producer on this.
Yeah.
Even though, I believe Disney wanted to take him off that role and just have him be a writer, and so, because obviously he's writing it, he's producing it, and starring in it. It's a lot of tax on a man, sort of thing, and they wanted to make, because there's potential that he's going to be involved in upcoming other Marvel, and they want him to realise that he's not going to be producing those movies, which is fine, sort of thing. But obviously he'll probably get a big say in, no, this is not what what Deadpool does.
No, 100% no.
He's going to be like that. But to be fair, we all want Tom Holland and Deadpool, Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I must say that is, again, one of the rumours, but I'm just like, it does sound... I don't know, it does sound like it's going to be very bizarre.
No. They can't give us Tom Holland Spider-Man meeting Deadpool yet. What I would love to see is literally whatever big climatic thing of the story happens, great. And then the last 15 minutes of the movie is him being in the MCU universe and him going, oh my god.
And just losing his mind and just getting hella excited.
And then sort of going, oh my god, what do we do? And whether Vanessa's alive again or whatever sort of thing. Or suddenly realising that, maybe he wants to find Wolverine. And he's like, and then you go, but you're not Wolverine. And then that could introduce the new Wolverine. And then...
Well, that is one of the ones that I was going to save for later. But obviously, there is rumours that what's his name? The dude from I think it was. Oh, now I've lost it. It was the dude from. I think it's the dude from what is it? Hunger Games, playing it. Let's have a look. Let me have a look. Wolverine. No, that's not the one. Yes. Is it Taron Egerton?
Oh, Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he may play one
He
of
was
the
Elton
Wolverines.
John, and we always butcher his name every time, but he's Elton John and Kingsman.
Yes,
I love
yes.
Kingsman movies are brilliant. Oh, it's like original James Bond, and that's what we all love.
Yes, 100%.
None of
And
this gloomy Daniel Craig crap.
yeah, I know, and that's the thing though. Like, I really want to see what happens because I'm just like, oh, it could be so good. And
okay. Oh, here we go. Wolverine. I found an article that is what other actors apart from Taron Egerton who could play. Oh, here we go. There's going to be an interesting list. Every return has been many character ranging. So basically, apparently they've been sniffing around Zac Efron.
nah, I won't lie. Since Zac Efron's unfortunate accident where he's broken his jaw, I do think that it may be a bit hard for him to play it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think no. Okay, no, they've Keanu Reeves would be perfect as MCU Wolverine. No.
As much as I love him, no.
I don't get me wrong. We all love Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is the man.
Yes.
He's not Wolverine. He's not Wolverine. I mean, who'd you put Keanu Reeves as?
Well, they've got him reprising his role as Constantine.
Yeah, but Constantine's DC.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, but I honestly, the second that was announced, I lost my mind because I love.
That's what I thought. I thought he was so good at it, and
movie.
it was so annoying because I was like, why did they get rid of him?
God, who would you put Keanu Reeves? My brain is now doing spins of. In fact, I tell you what, right, we're not going to get into this later. How about I would like some fan answers for this.
Yeah.
Which Marvel character could you see Keanu Reeves being perfectly played? Because I don't think Wolverine's it.
No.
I think we need someone a bit dark, a little bit broody.
Yeah.
Maybe a villain. Oh no! Can you put him as a villain?
Why couldn't you?
It's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I know, but still.
It's Keanu Reeves. Are you mad? Oh, maybe. I think I've found a villain. Oh. What about Magneto?
No. Fuck no.
No?
No.
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 Really? Dark, broody, pissed off of the world?
No.
Ah.
I
thought I was on a winner with that one.
No, I don't feel like it's the same. Like, I don't know if he could, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not, I don't know. I don't feel like he would be good at it, personally.
Right. Fan answers would be much appreciated. We would be interested to read some comments on that sort of thing and see what people think. It would be really good to know, actually.
Because I mean, I don't like, don't get me wrong, Keanu Reeves would be amazing. And I'm not saying that he's not, but I don't feel like he wants to. The one that he has been rumoured to play in the past, and I'm not sure if it's a great idea or not, but it was Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze.
Interesting. Interesting. That would be interesting. Funnily enough, another name that's on this as well is Scott Eastwood.
As in Chris Eastwood's
Clint Eastwood's son. Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of thing, and he's he was in Fast and Furious 10.
Yeah.
Rocket Man, Gran Torino, Fury. He's been in quite a few big movies. And I think he's in Pacific Rim Uprising as well.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a good actor. I'm not saying by any means he's not, but
he certainly could maybe have the physicality. He could easily, get that jacked look.
Yeah,
sort of thing, which would be interesting. So,
I don't know, but the thing that was the one thing, that was the only thing that I wasn't a massive fan about Hugh Jackman, was mainly because obviously in the comics he's 5'8", 5'10". Wolverine, short, so he's short, where Hugh Jackman comes in at 6'2", so he was quite tall. So I was
those things and everyone's like, well, why does that matter? And it's like, it's entirely mattered because he's always looking up at his enemies.
Yeah.
He's always been looked down upon. That's the
Yeah.
reason why.
And then not to mention because he obviously starts small and he goes down and then leaps up into them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he comes in under the rib cage, and I'm just like,
To be fair, do you think, obviously, because maybe with Deadpool doing all these cameos, do you think we could get Matey Boy back as Sabretooth from X-Men's Origins, Wolverine Origins?
It's definitely one of them.
What's his name? Sabretooth actor. Liev Schreiber, that's it.
Yes. I remember it being a weird name.
I actually thought it was really good. There was apparently, which one was it? In the one where he goes to Japan,
Yeah.
there was meant to be a cameo scene with him. And like he works in he runs one of the casinos out like in the fictitious cities.
Oh, okay.
Sort of thing. And he's saying baby brother.
See that would be cool, but I'm also like, how the hell does he get there? Like all of a sudden he's like, I just happened to be chilling in Japan, getting some sushi, and look who happened to show up on the news. Oh, bro, where's your claws?
Would it need context?
It is true.
Just him being a dick again, sort of thing. Because obviously the last time you see him is that he skulks off at the end of X-Men's Origins. So the fact is that he doesn't need any context. He suddenly he could be the general manager or running it for whatever secret corp and all that jazz. So I actually would like to see that. That would be cool.
That being said, though, and that's the thing, though, the rumor mill for this movie, and I think it's because of just how well the last two did, is that it's kind of insane, and I feel like every day, like, I reckon from the time we edit this and release this, I reckon some of the things we've said would have already been confirmed. I have a feeling the Gambit one will be revealed soon, by the time this is released. That being said, some of the other ones I'm not 100% on. I would love to see some of the old X-Men come back. I just think that would be cool for nostalgic sake. Just because also it ties into obviously getting the Hugh Jackman back and stuff. I would love to see if we do get them back and if we do get you and whatnot back, I would love to see all of them in their old costumes, like go very, very old costume-ish.
I don't think they would, because obviously the Bryan Singer costumes are very iconic now, apparently.
Oh, but that's what I mean. I meant in those ones, sorry.
You meant those ones, alright. So when you say old costumes, I think the comic style ones, because obviously we've seen Hugh Jackman in the
I won't lie, I wouldn't be against seeing them in the old ones. Like, I think that would still be cool. But I don't know, like it's hard, and that's the thing though. I think things are forever changing. I would love to see a changing of the guard and actually seeing a new Wolverine. And I know people are like, oh, you can't play Wolverine. But to be fair though, like myself included, I shat on Hugh Jackman as Wolverine because I just thought...
I'll tell you what, they have to, because obviously the fact is they want to introduce mutants to the MCU.
Exactly.
In fact, they've started doing it, so it's like, the problem is we need an X-Men. And we can't have Hugh Jackman, because Hugh Jackman says that he's only doing this because Ryan Reynolds says, please, I've got an idea and it's going to be so good, please. Because those two have had a rivalry with jokes and stuff going back and forth for so long.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? There was did you ever see where they got to promote each other's products?
Oh, no, I didn't see that. I saw when they met up for... It was him and I think it was him and who's the guy that played Mysterio in? Jake Gyllenhaal. Him and Jake Gyllenhaal invited Ryan Reynolds over for Christmas, but then didn't tell him it was an ugly. They told him it was an ugly sweater thing, and he rocked up in this horrible ugly sweater, and they obviously took photos and stuff, and it was just ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, the promotion thing was hilarious. Like, what was it? I can't remember what, but Ryan. So basically,
it was was it Aviator Gin? That's his gin.
Yeah. So it was Ryan Reynolds. So Hugh Jackman's going to promote Ryan's gin. So they're going to show the videos, and Ryan goes first. And I can't remember what he was promoting, but basically it was a beautiful piece. He put a lot of thought and effort into it, and he's like, okay. So then he shows that, and then Hugh's like, okay, I don't think mine's quite finished yet. I need to kind of work on it. And he's like, no, I thought you could. He's like, well, yeah, but it's not quite. It's not really good. And then
It definitely needs some polishing.
It basically tries to make every excuse under the sun, and then they play the video, which is basically Hugh Jackman. He's sitting there and he tries this and goes, tastes like shit. And it's just, and then he cuts back and he's like, I honestly thought we were doing a bit.
Oh god. But it is funny, and their friendship, like I don't know how much they've met in person, but their friendship together.
Yeah.
But their friendship.
Ryan likes to turn up randomly, apparently.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, what is it? He ended up recording because obviously Hugh Jackman's a massive theatre.
Musical, yeah. He's won Tony Awards and stuff,
isn't he? Sort of thing. And he ended up doing this show where basically he's the star of it, because of course, it's Hugh Jackman. And basically, when the show was running, it was running on his birthday at one point. And Ryan got to the end of the thing, he's doing a round of applause, and then Ryan's face pops up on the thing saying, "Hi, you."
Oh god.
He said, "Now I know I can't be there in person, but I know it's somebody's birthday."
Oh my god.
And he gets everyone to start singing, and he's like, "Oh god."
But it is funny, and the funny thing is it does seem very genuine, and that's the thing that I like about it. And so many days nowadays, people take themselves so ridiculously serious in Hollywood, and there's all these things, and it's nice just to have this kind of fun kind of banter and stuff, and that's why it was funny. And I do think a lot of people did think it was going to be a bit of a bit, and I reckon that's the reason why they released the second part of that movie, because obviously he went, yeah, whatever. Because they've got that banter, even I thought, I'm like, oh, that'd be sick. It's probably not going to happen. It's just going to be for this. And then when they came back and did the second one, that's when it was like, this might actually be real. This might actually be happening. And I'm like, damn, son. So, yeah.
Maybe you need to be. Maybe I need to come to Australia, or you can come to New Zealand, and we can go watch the premiere.
Oh, that would be sick.
We have a live recording afterwards of. In fact, we might as well book it for the morning show and an afternoon show, because we won't pay attention to half the shit. First one, we'll just be blinded by Danny Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
We need 2 bookings.
So something that just weirdly popped up.
What?
So obviously, most people know Wolverine normally sleeveless, and from the picture that we would have showed, if editor Derek got his shit right, he probably would have showed the picture before, and he's in long sleeved. And it does say that the reason why he's wearing long sleeves is because obviously there has been many there has been many times where Hugh Jackman has had skin cancer removed. And the reason why they've done it is because they're filming out somewhere, and it's because obviously he's had to undergo several things from all over his body.
Little biopsies, yeah.
Well, he's actually supposedly had cancers removed as part of the biopsies. Okay. So to do that, he's actually asked for long sleeves, which is why you'll see him in long sleeves. Like when he was filming The Greatest Showman, in one point then, they had a reed, and you'll see it in the video, it's kind of funny, and Hugh's got this massive kind of thing on his nose because he's had this massive cancer. His doctor said, you can't sing. He obviously rang the director, and the director's like, the whole reason everyone's coming is to hear you sing, to hear us do the songs through the voices. Yeah. And he said, oh, listen, I can't. He's like, all right, you don't tell anybody. We'll rock up on the day. We'll just be like, yeah, listen, sorry, he's had to go in for an emergency. He couldn't do this. But they started playing the music and stuff, and then you see him break into song against, obviously, his thingos, against his doctor's request, and sang the song, and it was this big thing. But he is skin cancer free now, but obviously his skin seems to be quite sensitive to it, so they've put him in long sleeves. So that's something that literally has just popped up on my Facebook now, which is random because I wasn't even looking at Facebook, and it just popped up and it said, did you know about this? And I was like, no, but...
No, you didn't, but there you go. And I'm sure we can make this a little clip, and the more you know.
Oh, God. I suck at clips. This may have to be a clip you make, because I'm going to be like, I forgot. But no, I don't know. And that's the thing, though, though, as we've said in this, we try not to buy into rumours, there does seem to be so many rumors about it.
The amount of times that me and Dez get hyped about movies, and it's just like, oh, have you heard this? And he's heard that. He's like, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But this literally, this is a rabbit hole. You open up one thing, and then you find out, oh, Jennifer Garner's confirmed she's coming. She wants to come in. It's like, oh, that'd be sick. And then it's like, oh, she's cool. Coming. Surely we get Ben Affleck as Daredevil, and it's just
which would just be funny. But it is just weird because it does seem like that. Like you're like, oh, it'll say it'll.
To be fair, Ryan Reynolds pitched the sequel of Thing and X-Force, and he talked and he said, "Oh yeah, we got Brad, we're gonna have Brad Pitt. You know, the Vanisher is there, and he's gonna be played by Brad Pitt, and it's gonna be amazing." And then like, "Oh my god, we're gonna have Brad Pitt." He said, "Yeah, but he's invisible." And they were like, "So how do you know it's Brad Pitt?" He said, "Well, when he dies, I'm gonna have him." He said, "Oh my god," and he's agreed to this. Not yet.
Well, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure Brad Pitt was the mates with the director because they were the director on Fight Club or something, and they've been good mates ever since. Like and they asked him to come in, and it was just like.
Apparently he was like, "Oh my god, this sounds hilarious!" Absolutely, because of course he got a payday off it as well, and all you have to do is stand there and look like.
Yeah, that's what he said. For one day, he just stood there and he just did this. But it was just like, but he did it because I'm pretty sure his mates, he's the director or something, or the producer or something was a friend of his from Fight Club or something.
But it is one of those things that literally, if you were to blink and miss the bit where Vanisher dies, you would not realise it's Brad Pitt.
No, and that's the thing though, like you know, have you seen it's kind of like a romantic sort of action comedy called Ghosted. So it's on Netflix. It's got Chris Evans and that Spanish girl that they seem to really like, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll figure it out. I'll put it in the comments or something. But yeah, and what it actually is obviously what's his name is a horrible romantic. Chris Evans is a horrible romantic. Meets this girl who buys a plant. They start talking. He goes on a date, and then all of a sudden she disappears. He finds out that he's left his puffer with her, and then when he does it, she ends up going to London, and he says, "Oh yeah, I'm in London," and this, that, and the other. So as a romantic gesture, he goes to surprise her, not knowing that she is actually a super spy. So when he goes in, he walks right into pretty much an ambush. He's like, "I don't know who this person is, this, that, and the other." She comes and saves him. It's really cute. And it's kind of this romantic comedy that kind of has these action scenes and stuff like this. But in it, you see, whatchamacallit, Falcon comes in, the Winter Soldier comes in as these hitmen that try to do it. And I think it's the same thing where it's just mates calling in favors.
Yeah.
And then because of this, I'm just like, I don't know, there does seem like there could be a lot of favors being called in for these movies because I do feel like once you get one,
no, but still, I mean, come on. I think at the same time, Ryan Reynolds has a good way. I mean, the fact is that if he can convince Brad Pitt to come in...
Well, it wasn't him. That's what I said. It was the director.
Yeah, no, but even if it's the director, the fact is that the power of Deadpool to pull in these random big names...
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm just...
to come in just for death. It's just like... Why not?
Okay, here's a question. Okay, so we'll ask this.
This will have to be the last one.
That's all right. Okay, so obviously we have spoken about a number of movies, a number of rumors, a number of characters coming back. You're in charge of bringing back one character, or bringing back one person, whether that is bringing in, say, for example, that Taron Egerton dude as Wolverine or whatever. You're able to make one choice in this movie. What is it?
I know who I want. And I know who I want. But it's the wrong choice. Some people are going to shout at me in the comments.
He's gonna be like, "I want Keanu Reeves as Wolverine."
No. I would like to come back. I would like Matey Boy who played the original Reed Richards.
He is rumoured. Isn't his name something like Ian or something, but it's spelt like Ioan or something?
Grufford.
That's it. Well, so him, Jessica Alba, and I think all of them, but weirdly, The Thing has been rumoured to come back. So of both things. So yeah, so you would bring back him.
I would bring him back personally.
So you prefer him? You prefer him over the dude from The Office?
Yes.
Oh,
Ever so slightly. Oh, just ever so slightly. Oh my God, I know, and that's the reason why I know him. I know the people are going to be gunning for me after.
hashtag hate. This is going to be the most hated episode.
Hey, listen, right? Okay, I've always said I'll be honest on this podcast, and that's as honest as we're going to get. I will tell you now, people. I love John Krasinski. Okay,
Yes.
I love him. Did I want to see him as Mr. Fantastic? Absolutely. But do I want him and Emily Blunt as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic? That's what I want.
Yes.
And apparently it might not be Emily Blunt for it, so I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Well, weirdly,
so,
they've actually supposedly got Mr. Fantastic and things signed on the bottom line.
Okay, that'll be interesting. All right, well, in that case, then, which character are you picking then?
I don't know. Like, I do have a soft spot for Gambit, and I know it's ridiculous, but I would like to see if Gambit is coming back, because it is something that I think I would love to see Anna Paquin come back as Rogue. Just because
I don't know. I feel like I think she's a bit too old for it now.
Yeah.
Slightly. I think we'd have to have someone new, which again, that God knows who you would pick to play Rogue. I think that's
I must say though, I think that the idea of Taylor Swift coming in, I think even if it's as a cameo, like I do think people will lose their minds, but
Swifties will lose the plot.
That's a problem though, and the problem is they're too young to go see it. So it's like, oh damn, but like that would be the weirdest thing. Like I'm so glad that obviously Dopinder, Colossus, Negasonic, Teenage Warhead are coming back. I did actually want to see what's her name, the girl that was in the first one. The UFC fighter that then got really bad name with Disney.
Oh,
you know the one I'm talking about, the one that
Angel.
came back as like an anti-vaxxer and said a whole heap of things she probably shouldn't have. But I do think Mystique would be fun to come back. But I really want to see Gambit. But the problem is, I'm afraid though that if we see Gambit come back, or if we see Channing Tatum come in as Gambit, that's probably going to be the last of it, where I prefer to actually see him come back properly as like his own kind of, either his own movie, his own character.
Gina Carano?
We'll go with that. That's as good as we're going to go.
I butchered that and I apologise.
But yeah, like she's ex-UFC fighter, obviously, but she did say some things that annoyed a lot of people and obviously lost her a lot of jobs, unfortunately. But that being said, I don't know. And the other one I think I would like would be Lady Deathstroke. I think that would be fun.
Yes, I agree. So I do agree with that. That'd be
like
good.
Lady Deathstroke. I just think would just throw back to that. I think it's such a great character. I think she got underutilized when she did come, and she seemed to get killed off super quick.
I've just because I've looked at a list of Deadpool characters. You know who we do need back?
Who?
We need Bob, the agent of Hydra. We need him back.
Which one was Bob?
Because he was in the first. Bob's in the first one. Bob is the guy who he goes, Bob? And he goes,
oh,
wait.
Yes. Oh,
and
yes.
But in the comics, there's Bob, the agent of Hydra, who and Deadpool keeps saving him and he ends up becoming a main character.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
We do need Bob back. We do need Bob back.
I won't lie, I did just Google it and then I saw the dude in the green suit and I'm like, oh, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah. So we do need Bob back.
That actually, I think that would be a bit of fun to have him in there. That would be cool, but
yeah,
it's hard, man. Like, because there's so many rumors out there, and it's like, which one do I want to be true?
Definitely. Right. But anyway, we have to wrap this episode up.
Yes.
Because I can already feel burning from the
young lass.
From Des taking up all my timing in an evening. Oh. Anyway, want to say much love. Thank you very much for all the likes, follows, and shares. It obviously helps us out. We are available on all good podcast software and websites. We're also available to view on our YouTube channel as well as Spotify. You can now see our beautiful faces. And
Scary. I know, but we try.
I know we do try. I'm sure. I can't wait to have a haircut and a beard trim. God forbid, I am in desperate need of it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, Jesus, these last two episodes, you've been shabby as hell, man. Letting the team down.
Honest to God, I'm holding out because obviously my trip is coming up, so I'm holding.
Do you not do it yourself? Do you actually go to a barber?
I maintain it myself, but my hair is now getting to the stage of where, because it grows out quicker on the sides than it does on the back. And obviously I like it all to be a nice blended fade and all that jazz. So anyway, but I want it done properly.
Hairdressing with Dorks Down Under. Never thought we would see this episode.
Next week on Dorks
Down Under. How to cut a fade going from 0 to 2.
Anyway, but much love. Make sure you all like, follow, share, subscribe. Follow us on our TikTok and I know you said Instagram, and it's not right, and Twitter accounts.
So do we have Instagram? We don't have Instagram. I was like, do we have Instagram?
We don't have Instagram. I don't know why. My brain was like, oh, and Instagram. And I'm like, we don't have an Instagram.
I was going to say.
It rolled off the tongue, and I don't know why. But anyway, much love from myself, Jay, down here and all the way in New Zealand, and much love from Dez.